Hi there folks, welcome to Dunzee's Guitar World. In this incredibly exciting episode, I'm going to be looking at a guitar that I got recently, a guitar which I have been able to find out virtually nothing about. So in this video, I'm looking for a little bit of help, maybe identifying when this guitar was made and maybe the history of these guitars. So what the guitar is this spectacular looking Telecaster shape. Look at that finish. So not only does this guitar look fantastic, despite only having one pickup, it sounds great as well. It does sound really good. There will be more sound samples later on in the video. So who's Bill Lawrence, or who was Bill Lawrence? I will put some Bill Lawrence pickups on screen now. I could find virtually no information on these at all. However, you can find lots of pictures of them. There are fantastic looking guitars. I mean, this, I guess, is an Esquire because it only has one pickup. Here's the thing. Do we think there's a route under here for another pickup? That's coming up as well. So there are some spectacular looking Bill Lawrence Telecaster shapes with different coloured finger bores and everything like that. Let's have a look at a couple now. So let's look at the specs of this guitar on the workbench and we'll see if we can identify the date that it's from, because I couldn't really find anything online which was concrete evidence as to the date that these guitars were made, but I'm guessing 80s and then into the 90s. So at least we have the model number in the neck pocket, but I'm not sure when this was made. I don't know anything about those, the serial number or the number that was in there. I can't see the whole number on the pot to identify that either. And it is indeed a Bill Lawrence T2 pickup. It's just a beautiful guitar. It plays really well. Now the neck shape, I will put the neck shape here. The nut width, which I'll put here. Small frets as well, I guess these are like vintage Fender frets, rosewood fingerboard, but just a really good playing, really good looking and good sounding guitar. Let's hear some sounds from this now. Unlike the Fender Jaguar, which I did recently, where there's like 100 different combinations of pickups, this has one. There is no tone control on this, there is a volume, so it's either on or it's not on. But what I'll do is I will play through different levels of gain, a bit clean first, then a bit of different levels of different gain. So it only has one pickup. Luckily the pickup sounds fantastic, but as we saw earlier, there is a space under here. You could, or I could, or someone who knows what they're doing, my mate Mike, he could perhaps put a pickup in here with a new scratch plate. Now the only thing I guess would be tricky, you would need to drill through here to put another control in, like a tone control or a switch, definitely a switch anyway. I don't think I'm qualified to do that. I think my mate Mike is, but I don't think I am. So I'm going to leave it as is at the moment. It's just a spectacular guitar. I can't believe how nice it is. Now I have looked, earlier on I says I've looked at these for ages, and they tend to be a bit above my price range on Zenmarket, so they're obviously well respected guitars, command, you know, a reasonable amount of money. They're normally about, I don't know, 450 to maybe 600 depending on the model on Zenmarket. So you're looking at, you know, in a really good condition one, getting it here to the UK could be, you know, £600-700 by the time you get it. But yeah, I'm glad I got this one. The only problem I have now is that I want another one. I think I want a red one. I don't know. Anyway, for the end of the video now, I've warned you about this. There is an extended jam, but this one's quite funny. 100% this was the first take that I recorded. Now when I did a trem bar, I'm not used to using a trem. When I did one of these, I hadn't rolled my sleeve up, and my sleeve got caught under the trem where it was pulled up, and I was pulling away thinking, that's not in tune, what's going on? But I managed to remove my short sleeve from there and play on young Dunsey, as somebody probably said many years ago. As ever folks, it's a privilege and a pleasure bringing you this nonsense on Dunsey's Guitar World this week with a rather nice Bill Lawrence, I guess, an Esquire. Cheers for now.